What's up, everyone? Welcome to the post-WrestleMania edition of Rasslin Report. My name, of course, is Jake Hughes, alongside my father, Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
Basically, what we're going to do tonight is do a quick rundown of WrestleMania 33, and then run through the post-WrestleMania Raw. So let's just jump right into it. What were your initial thoughts of WrestleMania?
Was it the best WrestleMania I've ever seen? Probably not.
Probably far from it, to be honest.
And, I mean, we said it right from when it started. It reached a peak with the Hardy Boys coming out, which we kind of knew was going to happen. I should rephrase that. I said it was going to happen. You said it wasn't going to happen. Who was right? Yeah, okay. Then from there, it went from that enormous peak to, like, Jake jumping off the couch and running around in circles like a schoolgirl, screaming at the top of his lungs.
True story.
And then it kind of just went all downhill from there, truthfully.
It was just like I described it while we were watching. It's like a roller coaster. It was a thrill ride. You get to the peak and it gets all the way down to the bottom, and you're like, really? We're done? That's it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, we could go over match by match, but I don't think we really need to do that. Of course, we could start with the Hardy Boys return.
Yeah, that was. It was a bit of a shock. There was so many different rumors going out throughout that weekend that they weren't signing. They were staying with ROH, and they lost the ROH Tag Champions the night before. Then Jeff came out with an article or an interview saying where he was going to tour with his band through the summer. So there was so much misinformation. I want to actually applaud the WWE and the Hardy Boys for that one, because you didn't know what to believe. You wanted to believe they were going to come back, but you didn't know.
And I mean, if you're watching, what do they call it, Raw Talk? After Raw, they call it
Raw Talk.
If you're watching Raw Talk, they were on Raw Talk. And I guess they hit them in the bus until just before their entrance. They got off that bus and went right out into the crowd. So very few people actually were really knew. You got cheat sheets, and they're all going to say, we knew, aha, gotcha. Now, I don't think a lot of people knew. I think WWE actually pulled one over on us this time.
It was just like the Dudley Boys return last year, the year before. The exact same thing. They showed it in the Dudley Boys documentary. They hit them, and when they went out, people were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And it was a legit reaction, so that was nice. Anything else that stood out to you?
Well, of course, the Undertaker match. Let's just jump right to it, because...
Yeah, that was... the match itself was decently okay.
There was a few spots in it that you could say Roman screwed up. I say Undertaker screwed up.
I think it was wrong.
I think Undertaker missed his kick up because he's getting old and he can't kick up the way he used to.
If you know exactly what spot we're talking about, where they went for the tombstone pile driver to reverse it, and there was someone screwed up somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that happens in any match. This one just was really noticeable. Was there a couple spots like that? Yeah. But the ending... I swear to God, I could almost read Roman's lips saying, don't make me do this, don't make me do this.
You could tell the match got further and further, went from storytelling to him being like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yes, I agree. Then, of course,
after that,
the famous taking off his cloak and his hat. I'd be a lying son of a bitch if I told you I didn't have a tear in my eye. I
was sobbing like a baby.
It broke, Jake. Jake broke. Jake broke big time. I've been there. We've all been there. Is he done?
I think so.
I think so. I think he's done.
I'd be surprised to see him.
He needs to be done.
Yeah.
For his sake.
For his legacy's sake.
For the character, for the legacy. He needs to be done. It's.
And I think they did really well
tonight. How many years it was? 20 years plus? 30 years?
Well,
like, seriously.
23 and 2, 25 WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's
plus,
25 years plus.
Yeah, so, I'm glad it was done.
I think they did a really smart job here, and this is where we can kind of make that jump into Raw. The very beginning, they had the segment where they showed it all. They had everything happen. They let the fans chant for God knows how long. 7 to 8 minutes of just thank you, Taker.
Okay, so we're moving on to Raw now, and you know what? It wasn't even thank you, Taker. It was just Undertaker. Undertaker. And that chant just got louder and louder and louder and louder. It was absolutely amazing that it was something I've never seen in the 45 years 40, some odd, 50, well, 52, but I mean, my memory goes back, we'll say 45, that I remember watching wrestling. I don't remember anything quite like that. And then hit Roman Reigns music.
As much as I hate it, he did so well when he came out. He came out, there was so much booing. The chants went from "Thank You, Taker" with the claps in between to "Roman sucks," filling in those syllables, which is amazing to me. Like, the fans, at this point of the night in Raw, the fans were so into it and so on top of it. It was amazing.
From "fuck you, Roman" chants to "asshole" to
anything in
crap.
Anything and everything in between. And Roman fed into it. He'd bring the mic up to his mouth, and the boos would start, and he'd drop the mic. And at one point, I don't know, I'm assuming most people caught it, but he held out his hand, and he circled it and mouthed, "I have you in this, eating out of the palm of my hand." And he did.
And as the crowd was chanting Undertaker before Reigns' music hit, or I guess as Reigns' music, I said, the biggest heel turn you're going to see. And I think you saw it. I think that just those 5 words, what were they?
This is my yard
This is my yard now. That's 5 words you needed to say. He dropped the mic. I mean, that's the shortest, best promo probably in the last 10 years on Raw.
I mean, to be fair, let's calm that down a little bit over there.
The short 5 words. Name one other promo where someone said 5 words.
You said the best.
It's the best, shortest promo on Raw.
I missed the shortest part. Yeah, no, that was well done.
It was amazing.
I don't think it's a full heel turn yet because he's going up against Brock. I think creative is being really smart here and waiting until for the week after to find out how heel Roman is. How much heat he has for that win over Lesnar. Over Taker, sorry.
It could be 5 years down the road. Roman's still going to get booed.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's insane that if they even think of making him face right now. Because he could be the best heel on the show.
He could be the biggest heel WWE has seen since, I don't know.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon as the evil boss against Stone Cold.
Probably, And it's like, if they do it right.
That's a problem with WWE. If they do it right. The big problem I see, I mean, we'll talk about this a little bit further down the line, is that his next opponent, he's going to win. And I think that's not proper.
You think he's going to beat Brock?
I think he's going to beat Brock.
I don't know. I don't think you need to let him. I don't think
if you're building this momentum and you're forcing him down our throat, what's Vince's biggest thing? Well, he beat The Undertaker. Who beat The Undertaker?
Yeah, true enough, right?
It seems silly to me. But that's enough about Roman because, first down our throat's enough on Monday Night Raws. Next match. First match of the night is the Club versus the new tag team champions, the Hardy Boys.
Again, I'm old school, and I really like the Hardy Boys of old. They kind of look like your old men. They're kind of fat.
Yeah, they're
kind of fat.
They enjoyed their relaxed schedule, that's for sure.
They kind of put on some weight. I think poor old Jeff there needs to hit the gym, and Matt,
Matt's never been in shape. Let's be honest here.
But he's
never
a beer barrel.
Yes, he did.
Jeff, he has a beer barrel, and he looked like he had woman's breasts. I'm just saying, I love the kids, but
yet he still took a swanton at WrestleMania off of a ladder onto a ladder, and one of the ladders didn't even break.
Yeah.
The one Sheamus was on, didn't break.
Well, because Matt landed on Cesaro. Jeff landed right on Cesaro. His legs touched Sheamus.
Yeah, he was supposed to hit in the middle.
I'm amazed Cesaro got up after that.
Yeah.
So.
What'd you think of the Hardy Boys match with the Club? First match in a long time?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bit of a style change for a lot of people with the Hardy Boys who haven't followed them throughout everything they've been through over the last 9 years, however many years it's been.
7 and 9,
They've had to change their style. They're not as young as they were. They can't go out and bump like crazy anymore.
True.
I was really disappointed with the Raw Talk and not being broken Matt Hardy. I wonder.
They could still do it.
They could still do it because I don't know how many people watch Raw Talk. As well as that's a kayfabe show. That's angles are gone.
Exactly.
It's a total shoot interview, right?
Yeah.
So, and for them, if they haven't been watching the product, which I'm guessing they haven't, they don't know how to build into things properly with that.
Exactly.
Next match is our beloved Purple Brand match. Mustafa Ali versus Neville.
What is it? Delete.
Yeah, Neville.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Neville character. I love what Neville's been able to do with this new character.
Just give me reasons to care.
Right? Move it to 205. We've talked about it every show.
Yeah.
Next,
Vincent Kennedy McMahon pulls up in a limo, comes out after the break to a raucous chant of his "No Chance in Hell" song. Announces that first there is going to be the shuffle, and then announces that there's going to be a new GM because Stephanie McMahon is out of commission, and McFoley got fired a couple weeks ago. Announces Kurt Angle is going to be the GM of Raw. Thoughts?
Love Kurt Angle. I mean, the guy can read the phone book. It's exciting. Seriously, it's just fun to watch. It's going to be fun to see what they do with him. I'm hoping he brings out the sheriff hat. That's all I ask. Bring out the little red sheriff hat, please.
Who's going to be his antagonist? Because I think, personally, I haven't read it.
Seriously, he can turn anybody into it. He can turn the best thing. He turned like the baby faces. What's their names? 7 feet tall.
Enzo and
Cass into his antagonist. I mean, anybody can be. The guy's amazing on the mic.
Yeah.
I just want to say before I forget, I have seen a lot of people as they're aging over the years, and when McMahon came into the ring, his strut down just wasn't the same.
He's also been off camera
but he's also getting really old. So
yeah.
I think his time in front of the camera is going to be.
That's already diminished. He comes out once a year.
Yeah, but I think it's time for him to step aside and let others take over, to be honest.
Which he really has been, in all fairness to McMahon. He's really started to take a back seat.
He just looked really sick tonight, I guess is what I was trying to get at.
I think it's just we haven't seen him in a year. I mean, remember when...
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, well, yeah.
6 months.
No, it was when they split up the brands was the last time we saw McMahon, which was just after WrestleMania. Because it was just after the Shane McMahon match, when he was supposed to leave Raw, then was in charge, that was stupid.
Right.
Next, we have the New Day versus the Revival.
New Day versus the Revival.
The main roster calling for the Revival. I'm stoked on these guys.
I love these guys. I haven't seen a lot of them. I don't really watch a lot of NXT. But no, I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a good addition to their tag team.
Yeah, I think tag teams are really souped up right now. Like, you've got so many teams, and a lot of them are so over right now.
Which is amazing for Raw to have tag teams.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Just split them up.
And I really like the dynamic between the New Day and the Revival. Because the Revival is exactly that, a revival of the old school, hard-hitting.
Exactly.
New Day's the complete opposite of that. They're goofy, they're colorful, they're flamboyant. It's a great
Can we just
dynamic.
do more New Day promos? Because I just love them.
Big E and his constant penis reference. To push that more attitude era we keep talking about.
Yeah, I think they're going away from the PG and going into, I think they call it the reality era already. I think we'll come into a new era here. I don't think they'll call it attitude again, but they might say in your face.
Yeah, it's going to be something. It'll be. Yeah. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
Exactly.
Next, we have Enzo and Cass with Angle, which we already touched on, so we'll just skip right over that.
Yeah.
6-woman tag match. Well, my count right at the beginning when they said 6-woman tag match said, I know 5 women on Raw. My next guess was, and it's finally happened, Emma debuted on Raw and was phenomenal in my opinion.
Can we go back to the old Emma?
No.
I like the old Emma. She was cute, she was funny,
but she's way more badass, and they're actually showing her in the ring kicking ass.
She can kick ass. I just like her goofiness. I like her dance.
She doesn't do the dance anymore.
Well, I'm doing it. You guys can't see it.
You can't see it. Yeah. Thank God you can't see it. I think there was lots of dynamics after the match. Charlotte kind of freaks out on Nia and Emma. Or Nia beats up Charlotte, which I think sets up a fantastic heel feud.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and you can keep them both the same characters.
Keep both same characters. We were talking about it during the match. Who goes after who? Like which...
Diva
use Diva back. Which woman is going to be against which woman? Ooh, hey. That was wrong too.
Yeah, there's no matter.
So which storylines were they going to follow? And basically, I think you're going to have Bailey against Emma, which will make a great storyline. I think run it for 3 weeks anyways. And I think the next pay-per-view. And
I think seeing them in the ring, their chemistry will be phenomenal because they're both very driven athletes and they're both very good at what they do.
Yeah, you just got to build that up slowly over the next 3 weeks to put it into the pay-per-view. I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Next, we have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman cutting classic Paul Heyman interviews.
Paul
goes on a rant about everything that happened at WrestleMania, basically, all the big storylines. The fact that Brock Lesnar is now the Universal Champion. Calls out the 2 in 23 and 2, Roman Reigns, but Braun Strowman shows up.
And he did say that they were going to do the one-on-one right here, right now, and then it just kind of disappeared, which I thought was kind of weird. They didn't even talk about it afterwards. The announcers didn't even talk about it.
I think that was the whole trying to get Roman out there, that whole sort of angle.
With Braun, that's when he's finished with Strowman, so is it Braun and Strowman match?
Braun and Reigns?
Braun and Reigns at the next pay-per-view. They build that up for the rest of the week.
Are you going to tell me where we just gave the championship back to another part-timer and there's not going to be a championship match at Payback? There's not a championship match at Payback. This entire build-up to the beating of Goldberg is moot.
Well, I think Brock is only going to be part-time.
Nah, I don't want to believe that.
It's going back to the old days where the champion would go from territory to territory, so you'd only see that once every 6 months. You'd only see the world champion once every 6 months or so, and it was exciting. It was, whoa!
I mean, I guess I see that they're doing that with Brock, but the in quotation marks, the rules to the WWE states a championship has to be defended every 30 days. Brock could go for 6 months and all of a sudden show back up.
Exactly.
You need to find a rule set and follow it.
It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see.
I could also see, I just thought of it now, next week or the week before or after that, have a Braun Strowman Roman Reigns match as a number 1 contender match. Have it just turn into a schmozzle and you have a triple threat match. That way Brock Lesnar does not have to get pinned for Braun Strowman to become champion.
Oh, true enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can continue the
Braun Strowman while
Reigns feud going to the next 2 months.
While Brock is out.
Because we're going to have one at the end of April, and then you won't have another one for 2 months. So you have 2 months to build a story.
That is what we hope.
Yeah.
That is no guarantees. I haven't even looked at what the next schedule is. After that, we jump into Jericho promo backstage, talking about the tip of the fingers on the list now, I guess. Gets jumped by Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, who he's supposed to have a match with, tagging with Seth Rollins later in the night. Gets put through a table and was a vicious looking. Almost looked like he hit the back of his head.
Yeah, it did look vicious.
It was just gross.
But he always has that smile after he gets beat up. He always has that stupid fucking smile. It's supposed to be a grimace, but it's a smile.
I think he's just so excited. He's like, yes, this got over. Yes.
It was a good segment. It was
Jericho.
Jake ruined it for me because he right away started yelling about Finn Balor. So I'd like to enjoy that segment before you go into the Finn Balor routine, but yeah.
Number 1 contenders match for the Hardy Boys Championship. Enzo and Cass versus Shazamus.
That was freaking fun.
The crowd took hijacked that match.
It was just so much fun to watch Cesaro when he wasn't fighting. When he was fighting, and he was dancing and pointing to him and pointing to Sheamus.
Those two are so over right now. It would not surprise me for them to beat the Hardy Boys.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, you got to leave the Hardy Boys. At pay-per-view, they've got to win again, because you've got to build that up.
You got to build that they're still legit. They're not just old-timers coming back for another run.
Exactly.
Cesaro and Sheamus did win. It was a really good match. Then we have some sort of the weird squash match with Sami Zayn and Jinder Mahal for some reason.
Why?
Yeah, what? Sorry, Jinder, go back.
Delete.
Sami wins by hitting 2 moves. And I love Sami, but they're doing the character.
I wish they just would do something with Sami.
Yeah. I think with Kurt Angle, like the whole dynamic they showed backstage, I think we might see that a little bit more.
Could, or he's going to go to SmackDown.
Either way.
Yeah.
Main event of the night, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins and a mystery partner.
Oh, who was that going to be?
Oh, it is Finn Balor returning after 6 months only.
Was it 6 months?
SummerSlam is when he blew his shoulder out.
The scar on his shoulder. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I've had some major surgeries when I was younger, and it's taken me way longer to recover than that.
You're not a premier athlete, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I'll get this. But yeah, no, it was a decent match.
That was pretty good. I mean, it was a lot of showing off what we've been missing with Finn.
Yeah.
And the big problem is that with Finn is that you main roster watchers only never got to see what Finn could do.
Yeah, I think
because he injured himself so quickly.
I think, to be honest, I think you got to keep Finn out of tag team matches because he doesn't get to build up his character the way it should be through a match and tell the story through the match the way he can.
Yeah.
So, was it a great match? I don't consider it a great match. Was it an okay match? Yeah.
It was good. It was good for the Monday after Raw. The crowd kind of came and went as the night moved on. Was really into everything early on. And then kind of died off in the middle and then picked right back up for the Kevin Owens match.
Yeah, I would agree.
They kind of got into a lull. Then they ended up doing the wave, doing all sorts of different things.
Well, I'm sure glad we decided to tape Raw Talk, and I know we're way over what we wanted to be in time, but
that happens.
When we clicked over and all of a sudden Goldberg's music hit,
yes,
and out comes Goldberg to give probably one of the most bizarre promos I've ever seen.
It wasn't a promo. That's the thing. He even started off with saying it's not scripted, it's not anything.
The show's over.
The show's over. I'm coming out here. I took a mic and McMahon said, go say what you want.
Pretty much, eh? It was definitely from the heart. When the little guy started crying, that pretty much broke me. It's kind of weird, though.
He left it open.
Yeah, it was like, this is it. I'm done. That whole, 10 minutes long.
Not really. He was saying why he was back.
Yeah.
And the thing was, everyone knew he was going to go out there and he was going to get booed the hell out of himself.
Yeah.
No matter what he could have come out there and said, you all get $1 million, and he's getting booed.
It's true. And he said it, man. We're in a new era of wrestling.
Yeah, we are.
Compared to what it was 13 years ago, where good guys got booed, good guys got cheered, bad guys got booed. You never booed a good guy.
Oh, could you imagine back in the day, Hulk Hogan have the crowd chanting, Hulk Hogan sucks, let's go Hogan? You wouldn't get that.
It would never happen. It just, you would be, what?
Yeah.
When Hulk Hogan turned heel,
there was garbage being thrown in the ring at Hulk Hogan.
It was
the biggest slap in the face.
Oh, yeah. No, nowadays, some like it, some don't. I'm on the more don't like the way it's going.
I like the way it's going now. Back where everyone was swapping every what felt like 6 months. Now people seem to be building a character and letting the crowd and the fans determine if they're good guys or bad guys. And you can have two heels face each other.
Yeah.
You can go back to the women's match. You can have a Nia Jax and a Charlotte. They're both heel characters. They're both bad guys in quotation marks, but they're going to put on a hell of a match. And you could, in theory, have a Sasha Banks and a Bayley go at it in a feud, and they're going to kill it.
As the master of the universe, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Master of the Universe, get that?
Yeah.
Play that?
Yeah.
As he has said over and over and over, the universe doesn't always know what's best for them.
No, you're right.
Right? So, it just, I guess, again, old school, pointing at the old man, new school, pointing at the young punk. Two different views, but we both love wrestling.
Yeah, and then that's the thing is that it almost feels like it's getting that push back into almost mainstream.
It's getting close.
My phone never used to go up with Google alerts for WrestleMania or anything. It gave me an update saying NXT was starting.
Yeah.
The TakeOver show was starting. I mean, I was already started to watch it, but
that's all you ever do is look at cheat sheets and trying to figure out what's going to happen on Raw so you can make these so-called predictions before the match.
If I read something, I always claim I read something.
Anyway, we're 15 minutes over what we want. We're 10 minutes over what we wanted. We're trying to keep these to 15 minutes. This one's going over 24 minutes now, almost 25. So, Jake, wrap her up.
We are Wrestling Report. My name is Jake Hughes. That is the old man, Kevin. You can check us out here on the YouTube channel every Tuesday afternoon, late evening. Also, hopefully this week I will have a Twitter page and a Facebook page up for us in the comment or in the description down below. If you do want to tell us, no,
Let me be in it.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to let us know anything we missed or something that we screwed up, because that does happen. We are not perfect over here.
Really?
Drop a comment down in that comment section. If you do like what we do here, hit that like button and subscribe to make sure you see us every week. Have a good night.
Later.